When a hurricane takes down power and chokes the call network, most emergency kits fail for one reason. Everything depends on a single device. And the crank handle everyone obsesses over isn't what makes an emergency radio reliable. A real kit has 3 layers: alerts coming in, communication going out, and power keeping both alive. For most households, layer 1 is the Midland WR400. That covers the warnings, but it's not hurricane ready until you add a radio pair and a power plan. Layer 1 solves this problem. Warnings that reach you at 3 in the morning with the power out and your phone dead. The WR400 stays plugged in, monitors the weather service around the clock, and wakes the house with a siren when a warning hits. Program your county once. That's same alerting, which just means it only alarms for your area instead of every county on the transmitter. And it keeps running on AA batteries when the grid drops. The catch is setup. Enter your county code, park it where reception is clear, and run a test before the season. Skip that and you bought half a radio. On a tight budget, the Midland WR120 keeps the core same function and the loud alarm for about half the price. For evacuation, add the Midland ER310 Pro. Portable, charges over USB-C, and has a 10,000 mAh battery. Enough for 1 to 2 emergency phone top-ups, but not something I would use as the family's main power bank. But know its limits. No county filtering, no AA fallback, and the crank is a last resort. 1 minute of cranking buys about 9 minutes of radio. That's survival margin, not a power plant. Turn on your phone's emergency alerts too. Free redundancy, but it dies with the cell towers, which is exactly why the radio comes first. If this is fixing a hole in your storm plan, a like puts it in front of the next household on the coast. That's the only time I'll ask. Because a warning tells you what's coming. It doesn't help you reach your family when nobody has service. Layer 2 is how your family talks when the phones don't. Across the house, down the street, or between 2 cars on an evacuation route. Get the Midland GXT 1000 VP4 pair. Weather channels built in. Splash resistant. Charges on a desktop, cradle, or in the car. And the blackout feature that matters most, each radio also runs on 4 ordinary AA batteries when the rechargeable packs die. The GXT 1030 offers essentially the same hurricane-relevant features in a high-visibility yellow case for a little more. Buy it only if the color matters. One thing before checkout. These are GMRS radios, so they need an FCC license. No exam, $35. Good for 10 years. And it covers your whole family. 5 minutes online. Rather skip it entirely? The license-free Midland LXT 600 pair is simpler and cheaper. Just expect less real range. Now, the box claim. It says 36 miles. Midland says normal use is closer to half a mile to 2 miles. And between houses, trees, and vehicles, it can be less. That's not a defect, that's physics. Terrain, buildings, and antenna height decide your range. So test these along your actual routes before the storm. Pick a primary channel, a backup, and check-in times. Write them on paper and make sure everyone in the house can work the radio. And satellite? Satellite messaging reaches people outside the disaster zone. It doesn't replace simple radios inside your own neighborhood. It has a place in this kit. I'll show you where in a minute. But none of this matters on day 2 if every battery in the house is flat. Layer 3 keeps the first 2 alive, and it's where people spend the most money on the wrong thing. Think of it as a ladder. Bottom rung, spare AA's, because both radios run on them. Next rung, a power bank. The Anker 20K with the built-in USB-C cable is the one to grab. 1 less cable to lose, and roughly 3 to 4 phone charges depending on the phone and conversion losses. Then the backbone, the Anker SOLIX C1000 Gen 2, a 1024 watt-hour lithium iron phosphate battery. The long-cycle chemistry used in many modern power stations, with wall outlets, fast USB-C ports at about 25 pounds. Here's the math that matters. A phone takes roughly 20 watt-hours, so 4 phones a day is about 80. Even after losses and the radios, that's several days of communication reserve instead of rationing by day 2. And the hurricane-specific feature, when the forecast becomes serious, plug it in while grid power is stable, and ultra-fast mode can fill it in as little as 49 minutes. The honest downside is the price swing. Full retail is steep, but it's regularly on sale for hundreds less. The price moves heavily with sales, so compare its current price against other 1 kilowatt-hour LFP stations before buying. If you need something lighter for evacuation, the EcoFlow River 3 Plus is 10 pounds and a fraction of the cost, with about a quarter of the energy. For the full kit, paired the station with Anker's PS200, a 200-watt folding panel. 100 watts technically works, it's just slow for a battery this size. And solar depends on the sky, so keep the car cable regardless. Test and label every cable. Then keep this whole layer. Bank, adapters, spare batteries, the written plan in one dry bag. Those are the 3 layers. Here's how they stack at 3 budgets. Everything on this card is linked below with 5 prices, so I'll stick to who each kit is for. Essential is the WR120, the license-free LXT600 pair, the Anker bank, spare batteries, a vehicle adapter, and a dry bag. All 3 layers and minimum spend, right for apartments, smaller households, and short expected outages. The trade-off is limited range and thin reserves. Standard is the one I'd tell most households to buy. The WR400, the GXT1000 pair with the license, the C1000 Gen 2, the bank, and vehicle charging. It covers the realistic scenario on the hurricane coast. Several days without grid power, with the family informed, connected, and charged, without turning prep into a hobby. That price range moves with power station sales, usually in your favor. Full adds the ER310 Pro as a portable second alert radio, the PS200 panel, and the Garmin inReach messenger, the satellite piece I promised, global two-way texting and SOS with a view of the sky, with Garmin rating it for up to 28 days under its specific low-frequency tracking conditions, plus a monthly plan. This tier is for rural households, longer outages, evacuation routes with dead zones, or anyone too far from help to gamble. And the buying rule: capacity scales with your budget. The layers don't. Save money on how much power or range you buy. Never save it by deleting alerts, communication, or backup power. For most households, get standard. Dependable alerts, family communication, and enough reserve to ride out a real outage. On a tight budget, get essential, but keep all 3 layers. Step up to full only when distance, outage length, or an evacuation plan genuinely justifies the extra gear. Every component and current price is linked in the description. These totals move with sales, so check before you buy. One last thing. The weather radio is the one device that has to wake you before conditions turn dangerous. So my full breakdown of the best emergency alert radios is on screen now. It covers which features actually matter and which ones only look useful on the box.